What the fuck is up, my britches? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany. We're not judging how disgusting my hands look during this video, okay? Everybody hear me out there? We didn't come here to be judged, and I work for a living. I work at a steel mill. Throw me a bone, okay? We're going to do a year-end makeup declutter. I'm going to do primers, foundations, and concealers today. And I did a declutter earlier this year, and I'm like, you know what? If I haven't touched this stuff since that declutter, I'm getting rid of it. That's it. I'm done. We're moving on, and I want to declutter this collection. So I hope everybody is doing amazing out there. Hello to other bitches in the live chat, and I'm just going to jump right into it because this is just my primers, guys. It's a problem. It's so weird not seeing your face. I know. It's weird not being in front of the camera, but guys, you don't want to see this right now. Trust me. Just trust me on that one. So here we go. Let's just move this to the side. I wanted the focus to be on the products today, guys. The products. So the first one, the Elsie, the Glow Enhancer, a dry face oil. I reach for this every so often. I feel like I'll reach for this more during like winter time. So I think I'm going to hang on to this one, but there's other oils that I'm going to get rid of. But this one is probably the newest. And I think this is a really, really nice, I don't know, it's like a dry face oil is the perfect word for it. And I like to put this as like the base, and then I'll even put other primers on top if I'm feeling extra bouge. So this one, I'm going to hang on to that one. This one, I'm going to get rid of though. I love the way that it smells. This is the Beauty Bakery, the Wake and Bake baking oil. I never reach for this. I think it smells great, but that's about it. And I haven't touched this since my last declutter. So that tells me I don't fucking use it, so I need to get rid of it. So this one's going in my little pass pile. This, I don't know what the hell that word was. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. I'm almost done with this, or else I would get rid of it. I'm going to try to use this one up, but I don't know if I'm just not a fan of this or what the deal is, but I just don't find it helps me very much. But like I said, I'm almost done with it. This is just a mini size too. I got this I got this for free during like when I cashed in my Sephora points for gift cards. So I'm going to hang on to this one and just hope that I finish it up. And this next one, I'm actually going to declutter this even though I love it. This is the L'Oreal The Magic Perfecting Base. This is an excellent drugstore pore filler primer. It's just I never reach for it, and I don't know why, because it's bomb. It's very like pillowy texture. I would like to see this formula though in a different type of packaging because I hate digging my finger into this. You can't really see it. It's kind of getting washed out right now. But it's kind of reminiscent to, I've never used the Tarte like smoothing primer, but I feel like it's reminiscent to that. But I love these types of like formulas for my pores. I'm going to get rid of this one though because this is hella fucking old and I haven't reached for it in forever. I think I'm going to get rid of this one too. This is I keep saying these. This is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizing Primer. I used to love this. This was like a go-to, one of my favorites. And then I just haven't reached for it. I like this one though because it has like that luminous finish to this. I got it in BoxyCharm. I don't know why. I probably should hang on to this, but again, I haven't reached for it since. But I like how it has almost like my skin tone as like the base of it. I like that about it, but I don't feel like it does a ton as far as blurring out my pores. There's other ones that I have that I like better. So, and that's pretty old too. I'm just gonna get rid of it. This one I'm gonna hang on to. I actually just mentioned this in my video yesterday with Bella Beauty. This primer, I can't believe I didn't pan this year because I love this primer. This is the Good Molecules Silicone-Free Priming Moisturizer. If you have dry skin, this is such a great moisturizing primer. Or you could use this as just a moisturizer. I've been finding myself using this as my daytime moisturizer when I do makeup. And then I still use my Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, but if I'm doing makeup, especially since I usually go live at night and I know I'm going to wipe everything off, I'll put this as my base and then I'll put like a blurring primer on top. But this, it's so affordable. It's so bomb. I'm definitely hanging on to that one. I highly recommend this. And they do actually sell smaller sizes. I think they're probably equivalent to like the Milk Makeup one, but they sell trial sizes of this now. But even this, it's like $14. It's not expensive whatsoever. So I'm going to hang on to that one. And this one I'm going to actually get rid of. This is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas. I love this. I wish you could see, because it's white, it's going to blow it out. But I wish you could see how much like fur is in there from the Tati Beauty Blendiful. It destroyed this product for me. I would recommend, we actually talked about this in yesterday's video too. If you're looking at this primer, get the mini size, because I mean, I hit pan on this, but it took me forever, but I love the formula of this. I did a video comparing this one side by side with the liquid version, and I actually prefer the liquid version, but I do think that this is still a really nice primer. Like, I would buy this again. I would buy a mini size of this, but I'm gonna get rid of it just because I haven't reached for it, for one, but then I got all those furs in there from my Blendiful that I'm less than impressed with. So this next one is the Professional from Benefit. I'm hanging on to this one. I got this in... Why did I get this? I can't even remember why I got this in my collection again, and I love it. I've reached for it ever since. This has been a go-to primer for me for my pores. If you have large pores, this one I highly recommend, so I'm going to hang on to that one. You could probably look at my recent videos and see that in so many of my description boxes, because I feel like I'm always wearing that one. This Tarp Maracuja Oil, I never reach for this. I bet you this is probably like 4 years old. Even though it's an oil, like, they don't go bad. They're just taking up space in my collection. And if I'm not reaching for them, I don't know. Maybe it's like, as I get older, I'm not all about like the clutter of just shit that I don't use. Eyeshadow palettes doesn't bother me, but stuff like this, like having this overflowing like this, no, we're getting rid of these. This is another one I'm going to get rid of. This is the Smoothing Primer from Collab Makeup. This you can find at Sally's. I don't love this, but I don't hate it either. It's just like an okay primer for an affordable price. I would say I would choose the L'Oreal one over this one, though. I think they're not like the same textures or anything. It's just I haven't reached for it since my last declutter. So there's clearly no point in me having it. Then we have the Wander Beauty. This is the Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I think I've used this once. Why I didn't declutter, actually, you know why? I was like, you know what? If I reach for it, I won't declutter it. And then in my next declutter, if I don't touch it, I'm going to get rid of it. So that's what I'm going to do. I haven't touched it. Bye, Felicia. The next one is the Unique Touch Glorious Face Primer. I like this primer. It makes your skin feel so soft, but this is not worth the price at all. I used to think this was great, and then the more that I've used it, I'm like, if anything, it makes my makeup, I think, be a lot more slip and slidey. And I just don't reach for it anymore. I'm going to get rid of that one too. It's more of like, I don't even know. It's like a cross between a pore filler primer and like, I don't even want to say hydrating, because it doesn't really feel like it hydrates. I don't know. It's got a really weird texture, but it makes my skin feel really soft. So I like that about it. This next one is from Laura Mercier. This was sent to me by Influencer, I believe. This is the Foundation Primer Radiance. I'm going to keep this because this is actually a beautiful Radiance primer. It just gives a nice, like, a natural, like, lit from within type of glow. You know how we always explain the radiant type of primers. It gives a really nice base. It feels almost like a lotion, and it just gives a really nice, like, subtle glow. I know you can see that right there. It makes it just look really nice. So this one, I don't reach for it a ton, but I want to hang on to it because I do want to try that one more. And I'm going to get rid of this one, and then I'm going to keep the full size because this I've had for way longer than the full size. The Tarte Brighter Days. It's basically like a radiant moisturizer / radiant primer. I really like this though. I actually reached for this recently and I was like, oh my God, why don't I use this? But I have so many like radiant primers. I don't need them all, but I like the texture of these. I'm just going to throw that one in the to-go pile. Actually, I'll show you guys at swatch because that still has even the cap on it. Maybe I should throw that in a giveaway. We'll see. We'll see if that ends up in the giveaway, but this way you guys could actually see it. Ooh, squeezed a lot out there. Hold on. Don't mind. All aboard the Hot Mess Express, everybody. You guys already know what it is. All right, let me rub that in, and now you can see. It just gives a glow to the skin. That's nothing extravagant about it whatsoever. It's just a nice base type of product. I don't know. Maybe I should put this in a giveaway. because it's still got like the sticker on it. Maybe I will, because I have, this is my favorite primer currently, the Rare Beauty Illuminating Primer, and that, like, I'm gonna keep the Laura Mercier. I'm gonna put this in my giveaway drawer because I'm clearly not gonna use it. This one though is so fucking good. This was one of my favorite finds of 2020. You'll see this in like my future Best in Beauty, I'm sure. This primer though, it gives the most beautiful radiance to my skin, and it's got like tiny glitters in it, but it doesn't accentuate texture or anything like that. It has the most lovely feeling formula to it. I can't even explain it. It's just, I put it on my face. I'm like, I love this damn primer. Love it. My nails look so disgusting. You're all welcome. I actually bought another one of these. I would recommend, if you've been eyeing this primer though, you should get the mini size, because the like price comparison between the mini size and the full size, the way that the price per ounce breaks down, it's the exact same between the mini size and the full size. So I'll always just get the mini sizes. I love that they did that because it's just way more ideal. The next one is the Smashbox, the Photo Finish Foundation Primer. I'm getting rid of this. This was actually, you know what? I should keep this because we talked about it in our video last night. This was the primer that I bought. It's not this exact one, but this was the primer that I bought at my first Sephora purchase. I'm going to hang on to that because I think I'm going to do that video, like revisiting the first makeup products I ever bought at Sephora. I'm going to hang on to this one. I'm going to say just in case I do that video, because it's not like set in stone yet, but I think I'm going to do that one. This next one is the MAC Strobe Cream. This is so nice, but I never reach for it. I always reach for the Rare Beauty one, but it's going to give the same type of effect. It's like an illuminating primer, which I'm all about that life. Like, why don't I reach for you, MAC? I'll keep that because it's tiny, but if it wasn't tiny, I would get rid of it. The next one, the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I got this in BoxyCharm. I did not like the formula of this. Like, the more that I used it, because I have used this since my last declutter, and I'm like, why did I keep this? Because no. We're going to get rid of this one. The Stila One Step Correct, the Skin Tone Correcting and Brightening Serum. Wow. Why is it called a serum? I thought this was totally a primer. Let's see. Benefits. All-in-one serum. Primes, color, corrects, brightens, and moisturizes. This is not... I'm so confused at why this is called a serum. Either way, I think if you have redness, this does help. It doesn't cancel out redness, but I think it does give a slight, like, calming effect. Like, it reduces the redness. I will say that. That was why I got this, because my face used to be super red, or at least I thought it was. So this one I bought back in the day, and I don't think I've touched it since. So I'm going to actually put that in my goodbye pile. The NYX Angel Veil, I never understood the hype of this. Never. I feel like so many people have said that this is an incredible primer, and I'm like, bitch, where? I don't know why. I just never liked it, so I'm going to put that in the pass pile. I am going to hang on to my Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I've gone through, I think, 3 of these so far. If I happen to run out of these small sizes, I will buy a full size of this, or I'll actually buy like the mini size. This is like a trial. Wow. This is a trial size, but I would buy a mini size of this one. So I'm going to hang on to that one. I'm actually going to hang on to the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. I just started trying this, so I'll keep you guys posted if my ideas or thoughts change on it. And then I have one from Sicily. There's no fucking way I'm getting rid of this one because I'm sure this is like $20 in this little trial size. I haven't tried it yet. This is the, I'm going to butcher it, Double Tensure Instant and Long Term. I'm assuming that this is the primer, but I could be wrong. Somebody help me. Is this the primer? I'm pretty sure it is, but I could be wrong. I think I got that in like a Beautylish like sample pack or something. Now I've got the Physicians Formula Spotlight Illuminating Primer. I'm going to get rid of this one, and I'm actually going to keep the Becca. This is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, I think is the name of this one. These are basically the same thing, though. I'm only going to get rid of the Physicians Formula because I think it's older than the Becca one. I probably should get rid of both of these because they're hella old. Like, you could see, like, the pigmentation on the side of the bottle. I'm going to get rid of it. They're both going bye-bye. And then the Fenty Beauty, this is the Soft Matte Pro Filter Instant Retouch Primer. I haven't touched this since my last declutter either. I think I'm going to get rid of this one. This wasn't bad. It's just not the best primer of all time. So I think I'm going to get rid of this one. It's actually probably expired too because I bought this when, oh God, when Fenty first launched. When was that? I don't even want to know. Okay, guys, look at, be proud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This was filled. This was filled when we started. Now look at me now. Look at me now. Hey, look at me now. Ooh, love that for me. And these are all the ones that I'm going to get rid of. That's so satisfying. Okay, let's keep going. So next, let's do we want foundations or concealers next? Let's do concealers. We don't have nearly as much for the concealers, but I do plan on getting rid of some. So let's dive in. First one, the Kat Von D. This is Kat Von D, not KVD, whatever. This is the Lock-It Concealer in the shade White. I'm going to get rid of this one because I actually have the, where are they? They're the Gerard Cosmetics, the Clean Canvas Eye Base. I have a white one of those now. So I really have no purpose for this. And this formula is so thick, and not thick in a good way. It's so thick. I used to only use this basically if I wanted to have like a dramatic eye look or something like that, or like a really like intense cut crease, which is rare to begin with. So this one I'm like, why am I keeping it? I don't need it. This, guys, if you find this is the NYX Dark Circle Concealer Corrector. This is the tits, especially if you have darkness on your under eye. I wish you could see like the extreme divot that's in there. This is one I should have featured this one, like products I can't believe I didn't declutter. I think even though I don't have like the darkest under eyes, I have the shade medium. This still, like if I put this underneath my eyes and I put a concealer on top of it, I think it just makes my concealer look that much better. This is a step that I always skip unless I have like an event or something. This is a step that I should not skip though. This is such a great product, but I think it's a lot more difficult to find now. I think another one that I liked was, it was from Becca. I need to buy that one again because I love, like this is the best, and it's like $7. It's so inexpensive. I'm going to hang on to this one until I find like a repurchase, or like either if I get the Becca one or if I get another one of these. I'm going to keep this in my collection to remind me to buy another one though, because it's so good. And then let's see, we've got Dior. Oh my God, Dior Forever Concealer. There's no way I'm getting rid of this one. No way in hell. I have the Hourglass Vanish Concealer. I'm going to keep trying this because I recently started not setting my under eyes, and I was finding that I felt like my under eyes were looking very aged lately, and I feel like this does accentuate it. But I'm testing a theory to see if it's because I set my under eyes. Yachty inspired me. I'm going to keep trying it. If this still looks like trash on my under eyes without setting, I'm going to get rid of it. But for now, I'm going to keep it. The Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. I have the shade 120. This makes me look old as fuck. I'm getting rid of this one because every time I put it on, it feels so heavy on my under eyes. And it's so funny because two of my friends, Kelly and Kara, both love this concealer. And at first, I loved this one. I thought it was so nice. I'm like, oh my God, it's so pigmented. But then the more that I used it, I'm like, it makes me look like I'm 100. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And then the NARS, the Soft Matte Complete, I have the shade Custard. This is such a good one. This is another one I'm surprised I haven't panned. I use this if I'm spot concealing, or if I'm in a rush, like if I'm spot concealing and I'm like, shit, I gotta get my concealer done, I'll put this on my under eyes too. But my favorite part of this is to spot conceal like I have like an acne scar above my lip, or if I have just hyperpigmentations. I like this formula because it's a little bit more stiff, even though it's still creamy. It covers a lot better than like my liquid concealers do. So I'm going to hang on to this one. This Glossier concealer, Kate the Great sent this to me. This is so nice. If you love a luminous finish on your under eye, this is beautiful. It's such a lightweight formula too. I did a dedicated video to like my first time trying Glossier. I think this is so nice. I wear the shade G8. Kate picked the shade out for me, and I felt like that was a pretty good match. I think it might be a little bit too dark for me right now, but I bet you I could use this to like, I don't want to say spot conceal because it is a lighter coverage. I would say it's like light to medium coverage. This doesn't have a ton of coverage, but the finish that this leaves under your eye is so pretty. So I'm going to hang on to this one. So this, I got to take out of here because we went through this one already. This Becca, the Aqua Luminous Perfecting Concealer, I'm getting rid of this because one, the coverage is non-existent. Non-existent to me. And the shade is too dark. So I'm like, okay, I have no use for it either way you look at it because especially of the shade. But I don't really feel like, I barely use this and I'm like, I don't feel like this really comes with a lot of product. And I bought this, oh my God, I bought this a while ago. I'm getting rid of that one. I'm also going to get rid of the Age Perfect Radiant Concealer. This, I was like, this line was okay, but I think this has a very gray undertone. It's very unflattering on me. So I have just, every time I use it, I'm like, no, this just ain't it for me, sis. That's all I got to say about it. I'll even, you know what, I'll swatch it so you guys could see. Because when I see it like this, it doesn't look bad. But when I put it on my skin, I'm like, it almost gives like, I don't know, it's got like a really pretty finish to it. I think it's just the shade that I have. It almost pulls gray on me. What shade is this? This is 200 Ivory. Like, it's not bad, but it's just, no. It can't touch my Dior or my Pat McGrath. My Pat McGrath ain't going nowhere. This is probably my favorite in my collection. It's a toss-up between the Dior and the Pat McGrath for me. Those are my go-to. So good. And then I've also been testing out, again, the Rare Beauty Concealer. This shade is too dark for me right now, but I've been testing this as I haven't been setting my under eye, so I'm going to keep hanging on to this. I'll probably revisit this one in probably like spring, summer. So it'll probably be expired by then, but I'm going to hang on to it anyways. Or if I self-tan. If I self-tan, I'll be able to use this. So I'm going to hang on to that one to test it out a little bit longer. I'm going to declutter this one too. This is the Sephora Bright Future Concealer. I feel like they changed this formula. I feel like it used to be so much prettier and so much just better. Like now when I wear it, I'm like, what is underneath my eyes right now? It used to look so flattering. It was such a good concealer. I have the shade Parfait. And it's maybe my tastes have changed. That's a possibility too. But I'm going to get rid of this one because the last few times that I've worn it, I'm like, no. Questionable under eyes. No, thank you. And then I'm also going to get rid of the Beauty Bakery Insta-Bake 3-in-1 Concealer because I think this is too thick and too heavy for my preference. The shade of this is okay. But like the applicator is kind of cute. I just don't find myself really reaching for it. And it's like I said, it's like a thick formula. I think Beauty Bakery's complexion products are very tricky. So I'm going to get rid of this one because I never reach for it. And then I'm going to keep hanging on to the Tarte Shape Tape Glow Wand. I love this if I'm wearing something and I'm like, ooh, it looks a little bit flat. I just want to add a little bit of luminosity to it. And it has like a slight amount of coverage to it. This kind of reminds me of like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, but thicker, like a thicker formula. I just got this. It was on sale for like, God, it was on sale for like half off or something. It is a little bit messy, but it's like the finish on this is so nice. Like when it's all blended out, it just has the most pretty luminescence to it. I wasn't expecting to like this as much as I do. I'm totally getting washed out, so you can't really see it. But you see how it has that slight highlight effect? It's just, this is a really nice, like, addition to my concealers. I don't wear this on its own. It's more of if I'm like, okay, it's looking flat, let's liven it up a little bit, and that's the one that I go to. So I find myself, actually, I pair these two together a lot, the Pat McGrath and the Tarte Glow Wand. So I'm going to keep, I mean, guys, I'm doing pretty good. This isn't bad. That's not bad, right? I'm going to keep those, and I get rid of 1, 2, 3. Kelly, I saw you were here. Kelly, I'm sorry. I'm getting rid of the Milani. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got rid of 6 and kept these. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. Does everything look okay? I feel like we're kind of out of focus. Oh, no, it's in focus when I hold it up. I think we're okay. All right, let's move on to foundations. We're going through this a lot faster than I expected, but the foundations, I mean, we're probably gonna be here for a minute. All right, let me throw these in my drawer and let's get started with some of the faves. Let's just get the faves out of the way. These ain't going nowhere. Dior Air Flash is single-handedly the best foundation of all time. I don't care what anybody says. It's the tits. I have the shade 403.5N. I need to get a lighter shade as well. That's how you know. That's how you know. I love it. Oh, I was looking at the chat to see what you guys are saying. Beauty in the Frizz. I need to go through my collection. Girl, I will be having a collection video, like after the declutters are over at the end of this month, or it might come in January. Either way, a collection video is coming, but I wanted to get through like all the stuff that I wanted to get rid of first. This Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation, I feel like I want to try this one more time, but then again, I keep saying that and I keep not doing it because I just keep gravitating towards the products that I already know that I love. So it's like, why hang on to it? I wasn't overly impressed with it. If anything, my favorite thing from this line was the concealer. And I don't know. Like, L'Oreal usually nails it for me with complexion products. So I'm like, the fact that I wasn't blown away right off the get-go, I don't know. Do I want to try it again? Let me see if it matches my skin tone now, I'll keep it. But if it's not, I feel like I could wear this right now. Because I remember I got this in a lighter shade. I got the shade Beige Rose, number 30. I feel like I should try this again. It actually looks a little bit lighter than where I am now, but I feel like I could make this work. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try this again. And if I don't like it the next time that I try it, I will get rid of it. So we're going to hang on to that one for now. Next one, the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, the Dewy Foundation. The Dewy formula is so much better than the original, but I find that I don't reach for this one either because I hate the way that it smells. I hate the fact that it smells like paint. It stinks. And like, even when I wear it, I'm like, it's not super flattering on my skin. Like, I'm very particular about my complexion products because that is more or less like the star of my show. I like my skin to look like as healthy and radiant and as, I don't want to say flawless because I think that's unrealistic expectations, but I want it to be as perfected as possible given like the textures and stuff that I have. And this one just doesn't do that, but it is a good foundation at the drugstore. It's not the best. I need to revisit the L'Oreal, what is it? The L'Oreal, the Pro Matte. The Pro Matte foundation used to be my shit, but I feel like if I use it again, I'll probably not like it because my tastes and preferences have changed so much. So this one, I think I'm going to get rid of it. I don't ever reach for it. And I don't like the way it smells. But this one, L'Oreal True Match. This is such a good foundation. I love this. It's way too dark for me right now, but I don't care. I'm hanging on to it anyways. I need to get a lighter shade in this. This is just the True Match Super Blendable, what is it? The Broad Spectrum SPF 17. I have the shade Neutral Buff Beige N4. This is so bomb. Such a beautiful, just natural looking foundation. It looks like your skin, but better, in my opinion. Really great foundation at the drugstore for me. And then I have the Chanel La Beige. What is it? The Water Fresh Tint. I still have not tried this. This was actually sent to me by my girl Judy. I don't know if she's here in the chat or not, but she sent this to me and I've been wanting to try it and I just haven't gotten to it yet. So this one is definitely not going anywhere. That was like my first thing I ever got from Chanel. And then the Tom Ford, this is the Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. This foundation's phenomenal. I love it. Very mixed reviews on this foundation. But I think it's so good. I think it looks so nice on my skin. It looks so radiant and just so, I don't know. It makes me look so glowy, but in like the perfect way. Because it's not too glowy where it's like, holy shit, I look like I have a shine box on my face. And it's like a perfect in between. It's not like, you know how when some people will say glowy and it's like a barely there glow? It's in the middle between there. Like you could definitely see a glow on my skin when I wear this. I still love it. I think the undertones are a little funky with this one. So I feel like the best bet is if you're looking at this foundation, maybe look in a store just to see. But I feel like this shade for me, it's probably a little bit, is this too dark for me right now? I don't love the packaging on this either. I don't really love the twist top. and then it's like plastic packaging. I feel like for Tom Ford, it should be like a glass bottle or something. I feel like this is better for me when I'm a little bit darker, but it's a really, really nice foundation. I love it. And it smells like lavender. It smells so good. I love it. Okay, Laura Mercier, the Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating. I haven't reached for this. I said in my last one, I'm pretty sure about this one. Like, if I reach for it, I'll keep it. But I haven't reached for it. I'm going to get rid of it. I think that was another one that was sent to me by Influencer. The Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This ain't going nowhere. This is like a ride or die. Must have in my collection. I actually am thinking about getting another one. But it's like, look at the bottle. It looks like all the like lettering and everything came off. This is about to come off. But this product is glorious. I don't even care. I want to get, I think, a different shade, like a lighter shade. Or no, I wanted to get a darker shade. Because this, when I put it on my face, because I'll put this on basically as a primer. I'll put it over here. I feel like I wanted to get a slightly deeper one just to give me a little bit more warmth to my face. Oh my god, but I keep looking at like the shine from that Tarte Glow On. But this gives just that, ooh, I didn't toot, it was my elbows, I promise. This just gives a really beautiful like shine, but it almost gives the illusion like it smooths out your skin. I don't know, this just does something so magical to my products when I put it underneath. Like, if I put this underneath as my primer and then I put my foundation concealer on top of it, it makes everything look better. I don't know what kind of magic is in here, but it's phenomenal and I love it, and I'm definitely not getting rid of it. The Fenty Beauty, this is the Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I think I'm going to hang on to this because I like using this for filming, because on camera, I think it looks really good. In person, it's a little questionable, but in the event, like I said, I always film at night, or if I'm always going live at night, I like to use products that I don't necessarily love. So it's like, I'm not just throwing it out, you know? And I feel like I've gone through quite a bit of this. So I feel like if I keep using it just in like my live streams and stuff, I'll eventually go through it. So I'm going to hang on to this one for a little bit longer as well. And then the Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I thought my skin looked flawless when I wore this. I wore this for, oh god, I can't even remember. It was so long ago, but I haven't worn it since. It's a little tricky for me when I apply it because it's almost like, I think if you have dry skin, this will be a nightmare for you. But I also haven't tried it in a really long time. But I'm going to get rid of this one because this is so yellow. It's totally the wrong shade. I have the shade 7.5 Neutral. This to me is not a neutral. It's very, like, you can even see it right there. It's very yellow. So this one I'm going to get rid of. But this is like full coverage, or like high medium to full coverage. It looks really nice on the skin. It's just, for me, it was almost like too much because I don't know, I just like a natural type of looking complexion. The next one, I have a little trial size of the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Foundation Stick in the shade Shell. Wow, say that 5 times fast. And then I also have the shade Warm Beige in the full size. I don't reach for this a ton. I feel like Hourglass, look at how disgusting this is. I feel like Hourglass, they nail it for their powders, but I don't know, man. I feel like their complexion products just don't hit the mark for me, but I still do reach for this from time to time. So I think I'm going to hang on to it just because of, how much I spent on it. And then the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. I'm going to hang on to this as well. I actually mentioned this in my November favorites. If you guys missed it, that was day 1 of Britchmas. So I'm going to hang on to that one. I have the shade Fiji. I think it's a little bit light, but I can make it work. And then I have the Dior Forever Undercover. Oh, I forgot I had this. The Undercover Foundation. What shade is this? It doesn't tell me. Oh, 20. Probably going to be too light for me, but I'm going to try it anyways. So I need to like put that at the top of my like basket so I remember to reach for it. The next one is the Milani, the Screen Queen. I have the shade 3.10N, right? No, 3.10 Golden Sand. Where I thought I saw N, I have no idea. This foundation, I think it's a nice foundation. I think on camera it looks so much better than it does in real life, but it still looks nice. So I think this is another one I'm going to keep just so I have it for like live stream purposes at nighttime. But during the, like, would I repurchase this? Probably not. I think it's decent, but it's not the bomb.com. This is making me want to go out and buy the L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible like yesterday. Next one is the Elsie, the Micro Silk Foundation. This is a really nice foundation. I don't reach for it all the time. I have the shade Sand. I think this would actually be ideal for me right now. It gives, I would say, a natural looking, probably like medium coverage finish. It's nice. Like it's really nice. The bottle, the packaging feels really like fancy. I like it. It's a glass bottle too, which I'm a big fan of. I like that. And then we have the Collab. This is the Oh So Fresh Skin Tint. I actually ended up liking the skin tint more than I liked the foundation from Collab. I thought this was a really great product. It's just I just don't ever reach for it. I don't know why, no rhyme or reason. It's just one of those things. This is where I think packaging comes into play, because I just look at this, I'm like, I don't want to reach for that. I want to reach for something that looks fancy. That's, I think, where my like packaging snob comes into play. But this, it's like, it's nice. It's a skin tint. I feel like I should keep this and reach for it again. I kind of want to. I want to use that again. I'm going to keep it. Yeah. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because that's hella old. No, if I want it, I'll go buy it again. Actually, that one, I think Sally Beauty gifted this one to me anyway. So it's like, no, it's old as hell. The next one is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Foundation. I have the shade Y325. I love this when I want a matte finish because it just makes my skin look like a porcelain damn doll. It's a really nice matte finish foundation, which I don't reach for often. If anything, if it's a really, really hot day and I'm filming a wedding, I'll mix this in with like my Air Flash or my Tom Ford. I like mixing this because it just gives me that little bit of extra security because it has a more flat finish, especially like my forehead area. My forehead area, my T-zone. But either way, this is a really great matte foundation. This is also my second bottle. That tells me right there. I always forget to close out my emails before I go live, so you guys won't hear that bing. Get out of there. Okay, next one. This is the Rare Beauty Foundation. I have heard so many differences in opinions with this foundation. Like, has anybody in the chat tried this? Because I think this is beautiful. I think this is such a pretty foundation, and I want to buy another shade of this. That's how much I like it. Especially even on camera, I feel like I get complimented more often when I'm wearing this. Maybe it's just in my head, but I've been wearing this, especially like mixing it, because it's I would say more luminous maybe, but it has like that healthy looking finish. So it's not like you look oily. You just look like you have really healthy skin, like really hydrated skin, you know? I stand by this foundation, but the shade is almost too dark for me right now, but I'm going to keep that one because I really enjoy it. The Too Faced Born This Way Matte. This was gifted to me by Look Fantastic, and I think I'm going to get rid of this one because it just doesn't look flattering. I like the original version so much more, and that was why I picked this one up, because I love the original so much. So this was brand new when I first got it. I wore it, when the hell was it? I wore it a few times, and every time, like, even if I look back at the footage when I'm wearing it, I'm like, ooh, I just don't like the way that my skin looks, and it's usually this foundation. So I'm like, if I don't like it, actually, you know what? I should ask Heather if she has this. Heather, if you're in the chat, do you have this? Because I think Heather would really like that one. So I'm going to set that one aside. Maybe I'll send that to my girl Heather. And then I have my Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation. Guys, this is the best foundation at the drugstore. And it's a damn shame that it's really difficult to find. And the shade range is absolute trash. There was a lot of rumors that this was being discontinued. I asked Physicians Formula on their Twitter, and they responded that they were not discontinuing it. And I've had the hardest time finding it ever since. So I don't know what the deal is. If you find this foundation and you have a shade that matches you, buy it. It's worth the like $14, $15 that it cost. It's such a beautiful skin-like finish. This is another one I'll wear when I'm filming weddings. That's like, those are the foundations that I swear by, because if it could pass a filming day, it could surpass like anything, because your girl is sweaty throughout a filming day. But this foundation, I swear by it. I think it's so beautiful. And then the last one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Luminous Foundation. I love this one too. It's Not my favorite. Like, I love this more when I first got it. So I don't love it as much as I used to, but I still like it. So I'm going to still hang on to it. I also, where is it? I had the Kosas Tinted Face Oil. Hold on, I've got two more. Let me grab them really quick. Let me grab them. Hold on. There's one. Where's my Kosas? I just used it yesterday, I think. Well, either way, I'll have to find that one. The Kosas Tinted Face Oil. I'm going to hang on to that one. And then my newest foundation is the Natasha Denona Foundation X. I bought this off of Angie's recommendation. I've been really liking this, and I've actually been liking using that tinted face oil mixed with this, because this one I think could make my face look a little bit more textured, but I shouldn't say that. It's not as flattering, but then when I mix the tinted face oil in with it, it makes it look more flattering, if that makes sense. So this one I've been really enjoying, so that needs to go in my collection. And guys, that's it for my primers, foundations, and concealer declutter. Let me throw these back in my basket. So I didn't do as good on foundation, but I really didn't anticipate. I probably should get rid of the Hourglass because that one's probably how old, but I feel good about this though, especially since one, I feel like a lot of these are darker than my complexion right now. I feel like I like to have different foundation. Like, I feel like, yes, this is a lot, but I like to have a good variety because some days my skin is better than others, you know? And I like the different options of like matte finish, like more natural finish, luminous finish. I like to have that. So I'm going to keep all these. I didn't come here to be judged. Okay, you guys? If you guys did enjoy it, please don't forget to give this a thumbs up and look at all of the stuff, guys, that I'm going to be decluttering. Oh, I'm so excited. And also, guys, do me a solid. Can we please not leave a comment asking for me to send you my used makeup, because I just won't do that. Okay? Please and thank you. It's just always a comment, so I like to address it. So again, I see there's 142 people watching. Guys, thumbs it up before you guys leave. If you are new, please subscribe, because we are doing Britchmas, which means we're uploading every single day in the month of December. Today's day 6. I have a playlist for all of the videos that I've done so far, and we're doing a lot of collabs this month as well. I will be live tomorrow. Not sure what time. Actually, you know what? Will I be live? I may film tomorrow. It'll depend, because I think my Devinah Myricks Twin Flames might come tomorrow. Either way, turn on those post notifications so you're notified, and I will definitely be back tomorrow for a new makeup releases. So no, we'll be live. We'll definitely be live tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there or be square. Okay, bye.